Hey, turn it up, listen up. It's Jewel Box News, Jewel and Bam getting into it. I hope you're feeling well. We're feeling good. How are you feeling today, Bam?
I'm doing well.
That's good.
Nice, beautiful day today. Ooh.
Yes, 2023, talking about all kind of issues. But today we're going to get into two stories that's trending right now. We're not going to talk about prices, although we know prices are going crazy. I paid $7 for eggs the other
I
day.
can't believe you did that.
Look, I was clicking. That Walmart delivery pay $100 for the whole year, and they deliver you your groceries. They say, free,
Oh,
but they always put the tip in. Anyway, I don't want to ramble. We're gonna get
sure.
right into it. Let's see. I think I'm sophisticated enough now to share my screen. Let's go to this
Oh,
first story. We're gonna go to. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. It did it earlier. Let's try this one now. How let's see. It's working. Okay, let me try this one. Oh, there it is. Wow, look
Ooh,
at you.
there it is.
Hey.
Go, Julie. Go, Julie.
Elementary. We have
Let's
an
see.
adult female, a teacher who has been
Can you hear it?
transported to a
Yes.
local hospital where she's undergoing treatment. She's considered critical right now. As we continue, we have officers there giving us updates on how she's doing. That's important to me. But the number one thing right now is to get these kids back with their parents. Like I said, the school is completely secure at this point. It was cleared with our SWAT team and officers, but in a very deliberate, orderly fashion. I don't want to alert those children anymore. We have recovered evidence in the location where the shooting took place at, and that's sort of where we're at this point. Yeah, we were here. We were here within minutes of the scene and the situation. We did not have an individual who was going around the school firing off rounds. We have an isolated location where the shooting occurred. There will be more to follow about that. We do have the individual in custody, but right now, again, just want to reiterate the safety of our teacher that is recovering, getting treated at the hospital, and getting these young kids. And I will tell you this. I'd be remiss if I didn't say I could not be more impressed with the way the officers responded, the sheriff's department. We have school board members here, Dr. Parker, the school superintendent, the mayor was here. We just briefed him. But it'll be a little bit of a process, and there'll be some more information that follows. But right now, I just want to get those kids back with their families. I understand their frustration and concern seeing their loved ones. That's top priority right now.
So did you hear what happened?
So, yeah, but I didn't. All I heard was there was a shooting at a school. But, I mean, was it a student? Was it an irate
Yeah,
parent?
it was a 6-year-old student had a gun in his backpack and he shot his teacher. That's what happened on that one. And so like the policeman said, they got him in custody. He didn't go around shooting up the whole school. It was just an isolated incident. He shot that one teacher. And like he said, the police got there within minutes and they put all the kids in one room. And like he said, they were in there playing. So they were, not kind of clueless to what was going on in a way. But they arrested the kid and the teacher's in the hospital in critical condition. I'm not laughing.
a
It's not.
6-year-old,
And this just
a
happened like Friday.
6-year-old took,
A gun to
he
school.
took a gun to school
Yes.
and shot his teacher.
Yes.
Whose gun?
Yes, see, they didn't get down
I'm
to
not
that.
laughing, but I'm just kind of curious, like, and he if he was only targeting the teacher, I'm pretty sure there had to been some kind of complaints prior to him bringing a gun.
That's what we don't know yet. Like I said, this is just new.
Okay.
It came out Friday, on the news.
Okay.
This is in Virginia. 6-year-old has a gun in his backpack, brings it to the school, shoots the teacher. Teacher's in
Shot
critical
his
condition.
teacher.
They arrest the kid. You know, now he's in jail probably for the rest of his life. So we don't even
Shot
know
a
if the teacher's
teacher.
gonna make it or not.
They might go after the parents on that one.
Yeah, that one they just
You
might.
know, he's only 6. I mean, what does he know?
What exactly? What does
You know,
he?
he's only knowing what he sees.
And on these
You know,
games, they think the game is. They think real life is the game, but then in real life, people don't come back from all that.
no, you don't get 3 lives.
No, one life, one life. So get your life right. You better get it right.
That's right. That's right.
Right now, this happened in Virginia. So now my
Okay.
so okay. So my other story I have going
Okay.
on. Let me see if I could. I think I'll just switch because I'm not trying to be fancy.
Be fancy.
Let me
Yes.
take a little bit at a time. Okay.
Hello.
It's okay. We got. I ain't got
My
nothing to
name
do.
is
Wait a minute.
Paul.
Let me just give you a little background on this story.
Okay.
So
All
this
right.
particular lady, the guy's up for parole.
Okay.
He's before the parole board. So they
Okay.
let his victim come and speak to the parole board also
All
to
right.
help decide. So this is I don't want to give away the story. Let me see if I
Okay.
can. So listen in the beginning. I'm trying to get my volume up as high as I can.
All
Let me.
right.
Okay.
Yes. Hello. My name is Thelma. That to do is to tell you how difficult my life has been since this happened to me. I had 2 sons. My oldest son has passed away. But when this happened to me, they both required therapy. I cannot account for all of the surgeries that I've had. They are endless. The pain that I endured and suffered still to this day. My only wish is for Charles's mother to not suffer because my mom died with cancer. After this happened to me, I allowed Miss Butler to come to my door. Well, at first she started doing it on her own.
That's her
She
right.
would come to my house, ring my doorbell, stand on my porch, and constantly apologize for her son. My therapist told me to stop her from doing that. I did not. I allowed her to do it because I know it gave her some solace and some peace. But I told her I never blamed her. Never. I never blamed their family. I blamed Charles Butler because he had every opportunity not to do what he did.
That's him right there.
When he drove to my house, when he called my phone at least 15 times to say he was coming, and no, he had no more belongings inside of my home. That's a lie. When he kicked my front door in, when he doused me with that stuff, the
Gasoline.
gas, when he lit me on fire, those are many, many, many opportunities he had not to do it, and he chose to do it. I am fearful for my life still to this day. I cannot look at an open flame. I still have nightmares. His mother lives 10 minutes from my house. 10 minutes. So can you imagine if you let him out, you don't think he's going to want an opportunity to pass around here, do drive-bys and see what I'm doing? We don't know what kind of feelings are going to come up into his mind. Just like the feelings that came up into his mind when he did this to me.
Mhm.
So I am in opposition for you all releasing him. I am fearful for my life. My youngest son is 35 years old. When I told him what I had to do today, he hung his head down and started crying. He was very young. The day before this happened, I had 12 little boys here at my house sleeping for my son's birthday. And if those kids had been here when this man set me on fire, could you imagine? But God was with me that they were not there that day. God was with me when I survived this horrible thing he did to me. And I'm asking you all to consider the things that I'm saying. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you for your courage to be here with us today and speak to us. Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, so really, I just wanted you to hear her testimony, what happened to her that day, and get your opinion if you feel like they should let him out on parole.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? 10 minutes away? Oh, no, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. You know what?
What?
I believe there is a process of rehabilitation, but I don't know what that was all about. I don't know the whole story why he
Well, okay,
did what he did.
I can give you a little background. It was a
Okay.
jealous rage. They broke up. He didn't want to accept it. She had another guy at her house. So he said, I could tell she had somebody at her house because there was another car in the parking lot. And
Uh-huh.
so that was his rage that she's moving on. So she
Okay,
didn't
so
answer his call. So he's like, why she didn't answer my call? She must have somebody at the house. So then he goes over there. It's another car over there. She wouldn't open the door or answer the phone. So he kicked in the door. And there was gasoline in a bottle or something on the porch. He probably put it there, but he used that bottle and doused her with it and lit her on fire.
all premeditated, right?
Yeah, now you could hear his little speech he gave, but I didn't really want to give him the time of day, but it's in that same video if you want to speak.
Okay, okay, because I'm not understanding. I know he should not know. Well, I just, I mean, okay, she had to go to therapy, or kids had to go to therapy. Did he go to therapy?
He went to jail.
And did he get therapy?
No.
Then he don't need to get out. Mm-mm,
Right, right, right,
mm-mm.
right,
Because
right.
obviously he has emotional issues that he can't control. Nah, mm-mm.
And it's like he thinks
Yeah,
he owns her or something. He
it's not even the point that he thinks he owns her. It's the point that he thinks that that was okay. You
Yeah,
can't do that.
can't do that. You can't do
That
that.
ain't right. And then if you don't understand that that isn't right. I mean, seriously, you
And
need
that's what
church. You
she was
need Jesus, baby.
they need Jesus. And that's what she was trying to say. The same thing that came into his mind in that day, who's to tell that's not gonna come into his mind again when he's out driving around, going to his mom's house and passing my neighborhood.
Because she ain't gonna move. She shouldn't have to move. You know what I'm saying? And he need to get a grip. All these women out here. Are you kidding me?
And all you got is Mr. Mech crazy out roaming the streets.
Dude, he picked up a bottle of gasoline and threw it on her, and then lit a match or found a lighter. And
Mhm.
really, nah,
He wanted her to
mm.
die and he wanted to burn. And her kids were home
Something.
at that time. Her two kids were home, but like she said, the day before that, she had a
It's
sleepover.
a birthday party going on.
And that's why I
That's
wanted you to hear the story because I know you have a son and you have kids over sometime, and you're like,
oh
Mr. McCrazy, what?
no, he needs to stay right where he's at.
So
And you know what? He needs to take advantage of this rehabilitation center that he's in. and get some therapy,
Some real help.
some real help. You got issues, my brother. Damn.
Issues, big issues, big,
I'm like, really?
big issues.
Mm-mm. Now I don't need to even hear him.
Yeah, that's why
I
I just
go
wanted to
tell
tell
a
her
shrink.
story.
You need a shrink. Go tell your story to your shrink.
Right, 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 right.
Right, you know, that's
Mm,
Mm-mm.
mm, mm. Did you hear my little sound effects?
Love it.
Hey, it's my own music, so I can't get flagged for using somebody else's music. I'm like,
Right, that's right. Oh, you know what?
these
Good, good job, Julie.
whole YouTube streets, are crazy. Well, we wasn't gonna stay on long tonight. We just wanted to get. I want you to cover those stories. There's another story, but I kind of wanted to leave that one alone.
Oh boy,
The
it's
one
a
with the
good one then, huh?
huh?
It's a good one.
Well, no, it's just everybody's talking about it. So if anybody
Oh,
goes on any YouTube, they're gonna hear about it. The guy who killed the 4 students in Idaho, the Idaho University students, they were just sleeping in their house that they share off campus, and this guy goes in there and just stabs 4 of them, leaves 2 of them
two of
alive.
them alive. I remember you. We kind of
Yeah.
talked about that.
Well, they
Yeah,
arrested him. They finally found his dumb butt. Girl, they had drones flying around his daddy's house
just
looking for him. And they said the drone caught him putting it, taking out trash, putting it in the neighbor's yard. So they went and got the trash, and that's how they got the DNA to match. Baby,
oh
he is in jail
wow.
right now, curled up. They say he curled up in his cell like in the fetal position.
I would like to know what motivated him to
Yeah,
do
they
that.
trying to figure that out. I think they saying that he was like one of those people that were like a virgin for their whole life, and they just get rejected by girls, and so kind of something like that, maybe
He,
rejection. I'm gonna show you his face though, because
okay, wait,
everybody
hold on.
is
Let me.
innocent until proven guilty. But I
Oh, of
swear
course, of course, of course. But
this guy
still, you
looks
stab.
like a murderer. I swear he really
Okay.
does. He really does. Hey, I'm trying to go to thing. What did I do?
Wait.
Let me go to the YouTube one. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
TT Idaho students. Idaho protest. Let's see. True crime. Oh, there's his face.
Oh Lord.
I hate every time you click on it, the thing changes. The picture.
Oh yeah, yeah. I need my computer.
Uh-oh. I thought I was sharing my screen.
No, not anymore. You're back to just you and I.
I thought if I used the same window, it would still share. It's all
Oh,
good. I want you to go through all this clicking, Chrome tab.
And guests.
okay.
Out with StreamYard, you can have freeze-free.
The maximum penalty for this offense, if you were to plead guilty or be found guilty, is death or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's a true crime story captivating the nation after 4 University of Idaho students were brutally murdered last year. Since suspected murderer Brian Koberger appeared in Latah County, Idaho court on Thursday, we're learning more about the case.
But pause it. Can you see his face? I paused it for a second just so you can get a good look at him.
He kind of reminds me of that actor.
He does. He does look like an actor.
You know who I'm talking about?
Which one?
Oh God, I can't think of his name. Ghostbusters, the scientist, the you know who I'm talking about?
The real smart one.
Yeah, the real smart one.
Girl, and this guy, he's a criminology student. Let her go ahead and.
Oh yeah, let me hear it.
Oh, this is a 6-minute video, but anyway.
Why did the surviving roommates wait almost 8 hours after the murders to call 911? Why did the killer spare the life of Kaylee Gonzalez's dog? And perhaps most important, why were the lives of 2 roommates spared? We take a deep dive into those questions and more.
Well, people do different things under stress. And while it's detailed in the affidavit that she saw these things, we don't know that he saw anything.
That's not a good
He's
one.
moving around in the dark. He's got this mask over his nose and his mouth.
That's after you know
he's
the whole
already
story.
done what he's going to do, or he's on his way to do it. He's already focused on where he's headed.
Let's start with the basics. Why would the murderer spare the lives of 2 roommates in the off-campus home? According to Kohberger's probable cause affidavit, a roommate referred to as DM says she saw a figure, quote, clad in black clothing and mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking toward her. She told authorities she was in the, quote, frozen in shock phase as the killer walked past. After that, DM locked herself in her bedroom. While appearing on Law and Crime's Sidebar podcast, legendary homicide detective Phil Waters said it's possible the murderer didn't even see DM at the time, thus sparing her life.
So he's not getting distracted with things going on around him. And remember, it's dark in there. So there's certainly, what it indicates to me is that he didn't see her. She saw him, which was certainly to her benefit.
We learned in the newly unsealed affidavit that investigators believe the murders happened between 4 and 4:25 a.m. on November 13th. But we also know a 911 call was not made until 11:58 a.m., nearly 8 hours later. Waters says it's possible DM was under a high level of stress or didn't know what happened, so she didn't react.
She locked the door and she was away from it, and she saw the guy leave. So maybe she thought at that point, he's gone. You know, I'm locked in and we're done here, not having any idea what had actually happened.
Both surviving roommates have received a lot of flack for the length it took to call 911, but it's also important to consider they could have been in a state of shock, intoxicated, or even both. In the initial days of the investigation, though, Idaho police said the 911 call would not be released as it was part of the ongoing investigation. But just days before Kohberger was arrested, Moscow Police Chief James Fry hinted that it could soon be released.
I think it'll be released when the prosecution believes that we can release that. That may be at trial. That may be before then.
Once the call is made public, we'll be sure to circle back with that information. But for now, let's take a look at the layout of the home. What's important to note is that DM's bedroom was on the 2nd floor, just feet from where Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were stabbed to death. Speaking to Sidebar podcast host Jesse Weber before Kohberger's arrest, YouTuber and retired crime scene reconstructionist Johnny Law broke down the layout of the home.
Well, we know if you're looking at the sketch in 2B that's probably more than likely Xana's room. That's where she stayed, where Ethan probably would have been staying with her on November 13th.
That means, according to the sketch, DM was staying in room 2A at the time. She told investigators she opened her bedroom door 3 times the morning of the murders, once when she heard what she believed to be Kaylee Gonzalez's dog on the 3rd floor. Gonzalez's ex-boyfriend, Jack DeCur, told investigators he shared the dog named Murphy with her. According to court documents, Murphy was found unharmed in Gonzalez's room on the 3rd floor when investigators arrived. Now, some online trial watchers have since connected this with suspect Brian Kohberger's vegan diet. As Law and Crime has reported, the Latah County Jail is working to accommodate Kohberger's vegan diet, which is known widely as a lifestyle choice.
Oops.
It's all good. Listen to me. Maybe they were in a state of shock, the 2 other roommates, but they didn't do a friend check.
Right.
They text and be like, "Hey, y'all good? There was somebody in the house. Did y'all see him, or am I tripping?"
Exactly. It was like 4 in the morning. You know how you wake up and you just be like, "Oh, okay," and you go right back to sleep. Okay, this is a quicker video. This is
Okay.
the more part I wanted you to hear how they caught his dumb butt. It's a good right, sir.
Suspect Brian Koberger is behind bars after investigators linked his DNA at the crime scene to the DNA taken from the trash at his parents' home. To help explain how this all works, I want to bring in genetic genealogist CC Moore. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Well, so many questions here, CC. So, investigators claim that DNA analysis linked to the Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger started with a sample of DNA from his trash belonging to the Koberger's father. How exactly does this work?
I'm not convinced that it started with that. I still think it's very possible that investigative genetic genealogy was used to point them in his direction, or after they received the tip about the car, it may have helped them to vet that tip and to determine that he actually was, his family tree was consistent with the DNA sample from the knife sheath. They don't have to include everything in the affidavit, and genetic genealogy should not be used for the basis of an arrest. So in my opinion, it would be proper that they left that out. So I think it's very likely there's a lot more to this story yet to come out, but either
Look at his face. Wait.
that out. So
His
I think
face, he
it's very
looks like a
likely there's a
killer
lot
to
more
me.
to this story yet to come out. But either way, it ended up with them following him to his parents' home and doing what we call a trash pull. This has happened in lots of my cases as well. They have to collect that surreptitious DNA and compare that to their crime scene DNA before they can arrest anyone. In this case, there were multiple people in the home. They wouldn't have known exactly whose DNA it was until they were testing it. And they found that male DNA that ended up being the father of the person who left the DNA behind on the knife sheath. And so that is a standard paternity test. That's the type of test that's been accepted in courtrooms for decades to establish paternity. So that is very, very high confidence.
Well, we saw investigators remove what looks to be bed frames and actually the mattress of the bed, and it appeared to have bloodstains on it. Can you kind of point out what exactly investigators are looking for?
Anyway, that's a dumb question. They're looking for blood stains. That's why they took the blood stains, dummy. So anyway.
She's really thorough.
Yeah, she is thorough. And I really should. I wasn't going to do that story. I would have had a better video up just to explain to you the details of it. But basically, yeah, he was a student. He went to school in Nebraska, got his bachelor's degree, master's degree. Then he went to school in Idaho to get like his PhD, and he was only there since September.
Okay.
And anyway, he committed these murders, but they found his cell phone had pinged around that home like 20 times before he did the murders. So they didn't have no evidence at first, but the way they caught him, the thing you take that knife out, they call it a sheath. And he accidentally left that knife cover on the crime scene, and they found a little piece of DNA on the snap.
Wow. What? Okay, so I mean, DNA is DNA. That ain't gonna lie.
Numbers
You know
don't
what I'm
lie.
saying? So I mean,
Then they saw a white Honda Elantra leaving the scene at that wee hour in the morning, because it was like between 4 o'clock and 4:17. So they saw a white Elantra. So they were looking for white Elantras in the area. One of the security guards at his college said, "Oh, there's a white Elantra here," and they looked it up who the owner was, and it was him. And he had real bushy eyebrows on his driver's license, and the girl that saw somebody, she said he had real bushy eyebrows. So they basically followed him, and his dad came, picked him up, and they drove all the way from Washington to Pennsylvania for the Christmas holiday to go home. And they had drones over his house watching the car and everything. And they saw him take that trash and put it in the neighbor's house. They saw him cleaning out his car in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. Then he took the trash to the neighbor's house, and they got the
suspect.
Right.
Right. Look.
They got that DNA, like she said, out of the neighbor's trash, baby. That was all they. Once that DNA hit, they was like, "Oh, gotcha."
Why didn't he try to burn it? I mean, God. They don't. You know what?
Crime scene. Oh, you mean the garbage? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm wondering, because I want to go back to the two girls that didn't get stabbed.
Yeah,
You know what? That's a little hinky to me. I'm sorry.
it's not true
Even,
because I know how I am when I get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and I might hear a noise upstairs in my house. And if the noise
but
stops,
the dog was barking as well.
but it was a dog outside, not their dog.
I could have sworn she said Chrissy's dog or whatever the girl's name, the little poodle poodle.
Oh, maybe it was barking. I know
Yeah, was barking.
they said they picked up on one of the neighbors' ring cameras, the dog barking and her kind of crying a little bit.
Oh,
But okay, so like I'm saying, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. This is
okay.
happening. You come in, you're out partying, you're drunk, whatever you do, you go to bed, you hear some noise. So you get up, you're like, what is that? And you get up and the noise stops. And now this is a house of college kids. People always going in and out. So when
Got
you
it.
see somebody leaving, you don't
Hmm.
see no more trouble. You don't hear no more sound. You just see somebody leaving. So she closed the door, laid down, and went back to sleep. And I'm saying if they were drinking, that's why they got up late. And then another thing, you know how when you just stay in your room, when you have a house where a lot of people, your room is like your whole world. So she could have.
What about the other girl though? The other girl was on the couch and she saw a body. She saw something, a
That's the
shadow,
one I'm
and
talking
she got.
about. The one who saw
Wait
it.
a minute. So that was the same girl that opened her door 3 times
Yes.
because there was 2 girls that was left unharmed, right?
Actually, it was a boy and a girl couple.
Oh, a boy and a girl.
And the boy was visiting the girl. The girl's
Okay,
the one
okay.
who lived there, and she's the one who opened her door and then just went back to bed. And then when she woke up the next morning, and finally see, and she had a boyfriend over. Who knows? They could have been just having a little, after morning delight. They just didn't get up out and go out the room. Then when they went out the room, it was like, oh my god!
Roommates.
I
This.
literally, I swear, I could be
Mm-mm.
laying in my bed dead, and my family would think I'm asleep. They wouldn't be alarmed. Oh, she's sleeping in.
Not my kid, because he always wants something.
Not your kid, but if your kid was spending the night somewhere, your other roommates,
Right.
they wouldn't come check on you.
Oh no, the only time they come checking on me is somebody banging on the door, you know. But hey, Bam, hey, Bam, hey, hey,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. So honestly, I really want people to stop trying to blame those two that were left alive because they like I said, it was late at night, shoot, they just was
I gathered
sleeping it
that,
off.
and there was
Sleeping.
no screaming.
Right. There was no
Obviously, he stabbed these girls in their sleep.
exactly. It was in
You
their
know what I'm saying? So I mean, okay, I mean, but you have to understand this too, Julie. There's gonna be blame because people died. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Until the evidence come out to explain, everybody's gonna have they're gonna be skeptics. They're just gonna be like,
And people,
mm.
before they found this guy, people were blaming them. They were like,
Well, you
"Well,
know
what's
what?
up with those
Well,
two?" But I'm glad they found the
in
guy
the
now.
beginning of the story, I'm thinking, oh, he gets 2 people. Oh no, and they only killed 4 girls and then you already told me he was a virgin and he was teasing and rejection.
But
That right there was like, I don't know about that.
yeah, and I started with the wrong story. But that also killing 4 people yourself, that's exhausting. So
climbing
by that
stairs,
point, when she started,
climbing stairs 3 flights up is exhausting.
okay, after 42. So after he whoever the killer was, because you're innocent until
Yeah, to
proven
proven
guilty.
guilty. Right, right,
So
right.
after killing 4 people and you're on your way out and you see somebody else, you're like, oh my god, I can't. But they're saying he may not have seen her, but she saw him. But you're
I know,
targeted.
you know what? If I kill 4 people on the 3rd floor, I'm trying to get the hell up out of Dodge.
Aha, exactly. Aha. Let's go. Time to go. Do
Look, blinders, blinders, can't see the door. I see the light. I'm going that way.
like that Eddie Murphy movie. What was it? Beverly
Which
Hills Cop
one?
2, the way they opened it up with them robbing the store. She's like, go get
Yeah.
the cop. 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I'm gonna go.
A minute and a half. Let's go. To me, that was the best part of that movie was the opening scene. Other than that, it went downhill from there.
Oh, I loved Eddie Murphy. I can't get enough of him. That was actually, you remember, oh, that one he did with his little daughter.
He did a couple.
Oh, all that.
His daughters were in Coming to America too.
No, not that one. All that. What is it called? All I know is Daniel was a baby. That's when I first heard Daniel laugh. We were watching that. And he's, oh, it's so cute.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Eddie Murphy movies. So before we go, I'm gonna ask you for your movie recommendation because now we're gonna have movie referrals since you are a movie guru.
Oh.
I'm the news guru.
So,
you're the movie guru.
okay. So I just watched Knives Out.
Okay.
Oh gosh, The Onion, Glass Onion, Knives Out. That's a good one.
What is it on?
It's Prime.
Prime. Okay.
It's on Prime, and it's with Daniel Craig, Janelle Monáe, Kate Hudson. Gosh, I can't remember everybody. I forget their names.
Well, what's the basic thing about the movie? Why
It's a mystery. It's a murder mystery. It's a murder mystery. It's a good one. So this is the second one. Actually, Daniel Craig plays a detective. I forget his name. Blah 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 blah. I can't remember his name, but he plays a detective. They gave one. I saw both of them. The first one was just called Knives Out.
Okay.
Murder mystery, of course, about a rich family who did it, type thing. And they bring him in, and it was really good. So this one was more of a comedy, a little bit more flavor, because the first one was a little like England somewhere. You know how dreary, but good. I think it was in England, something like that. But this one, Glass Onion, Knives Out. That's a good one.
Okay, and then what's the other silly series you've been watching that like?
Southside.
You just need
the Southside,
and you don't want to watch nothing.
That one's on Peacock.
Okay.
And it's just funny, straight out of Chi-Town, Chicago. So I'm talking about them. It's really cute, funny, and make you laugh if you have any kind of a funny bone. You'll like it. Okay.
Or if you
I have one more.
And you just want to watch something that's just silly, just
silly. That'll be the one. That'll be the one. Now, if you're looking for if you're a Sylvester Stallone fan, Tulsa King, that's a good one.
Tulsa King, okay, like
Tulsa King, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not gonna say nothing more. Just Sylvester
Stallone. I'm gonna have to watch something. I don't watch that much TV, but I'm gonna have to watch that. But I did watch The Best Man.
Yes.
I love that. Oh my God, I recommend it to anybody. It is
that was a good one. It was a good one. I was shocked that it was a series.
Yeah, I thought it was a movie too.
I thought it would have been a movie, you know what I'm saying? But they did their thing and I liked it. It was nice.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed because with it being a series, it was very detailed and it really went into each person's life, each character.
It did have a chance to do that, yes.
And Terrence Howard, he shined. He did.
He did. Is it true that he said that he doesn't want to act anymore?
He did say that,
Oh my! I'm like, why? A man with so many talents. Oh my gosh.
You get tired sometimes because acting. People don't realize that acting takes a lot of energy out of you because you're just going into another person's personality, and you just zone into that, and you're like almost forgetting about yourself. And then when it's over, you have to okay, get back to yourself. Like who?
Or who am I? Wait a minute. Who am I again? Okay, I remember now. Yeah.
Who is me? No. That part. So
I get that.
That's gonna conclude our show. We kind of took out the shots because we was getting too drunk.
But you know what I'm about to do after this show, right?
Yes, that's what I said. Let me hurry up and we do our show so we can go on and just relax and chill for the rest of the weekend.
Yes. Yeah, this will be my last day off, y'all.
for a while. For a while.
Just for a
On
while.
the hustle. She's gonna be on her hustle, trying to grind.
Gotta grind, baby. Got to grind.
Do it. Well, tune in next week when we have Jewel Box News, Bambi Reacts, and tune up, listen up. It's Jewel Box News. Thank you for listening, and leave a comment, subscribe, like, all of that's good.
Do all of it.